We're going to be using a website that Castlewood owns for our sample today called guardiansb.com, and I'm going to type the address up here in the address bar because I want to just open up that page. And as you can see, we have here a tab called Specials, and that page is something we set up for specific post. Now your page may have a different name. I'm going to open up a different tab here, and once again type in your address of your website, in this case guardiansb.com, and then you want to type in /WP admin. WP admin will always get you to your dashboard when you type it in after your website. Of course, go ahead and type in your username. In this case, it's admin Joe, and your password. And again, we're using Google Chrome, but you can use Internet Explorer or Firefox. Click on Login, and this brings us to the dashboard. Now, the dashboard may seem a little intimidating. There's really only two things that you have to concern yourself with. Over here in the left-hand side, there is a tab marked Post, and then one called Media. And so we're going to go into the Post. So those are the two that you really only need to be concerned with. Click on All Post, and this will show you the previous post that we've already created. And come up here and add new. And up here is where we are going to type in our title. Now this title of the post will also show up on your page. So and try to keep it short, to the point, but informative. This window down here is just like a Word document. I also have a couple of windows open. This one right here has our pictures in it that we have previously taken high resolution pictures and converted them to a lower resolution picture that's more ideally suited for the internet, and we did that in a previous example. So I've already have that folder open. I also have a document folder open so that you can see that we're going to take some sample text here. This is Laurea Ipsum text, quite often used as samples. And we're going to highlight that, Control C, and then come over here into our window and Control V to paste it. And again, inside this window you could just put your cursor and start typing away like you would in a Word document, or you can type your text in a different document to do a spell check and that sort of thing, and then copy and paste it. Don't try to format your text though in a Word document, because it quite often won't carry over. So I'm just sort of separating things here to give you a better idea of what it might look like. And I'll highlight this first section and show you that this window here has your text formatting. And for example, you have this H1, which will make your text really large and gives it a specific color. And then this section here will give it an H2, which will be a little bit smaller and also a slightly different color. That was done in the design of your website. You can take anything in your text and bold it, italicize it, underline it. And this button up here, this preview button, if you click on that, will open up another tab which will allow you to see what your post is going to look like before you actually publish it. And there we have it. You can see where we're at this point. Your title there, test post, is on there. You can see the difference between the H1 and the H2 tags. And we're going to close that tab because we'll go back to it later. I'm going to put my cursor right here in front of this first section because that's where we're going to put our pictures that are in our folder. Now, in order to add a picture, what we'll do is come over here and add media, that button right there, which opens up this section. And then we take and we left click a picture and we're just going to drag and drop it into that window, which will upload it to your internet website. And then over here is where you would say put alternate text. You can justify your picture and you sort of make the size changes. There's more specific ways of doing it. We'll cover that in just a moment. But for now, we're going to keep it at left justification, and the size I'm going to choose medium. You could have full size. As you can see, it's a little bit bigger than what we're going to use, but we're going to force it to go to a medium size and click insert into post, and then there's our picture. And once again, just to click on this, if you click right there, it will delete it. If you click here, this will edit your image, and right there is where you could bring the image down even smaller. So you could have inserted it as a large picture and then made it smaller. You can also change your justification here. and you could even add a caption. We'll cover that in a moment. This advanced tab, if you'll come here, and I'm going to type in a 1, which is going to put a 1 pixel border around my picture, and don't forget to update. And we're going to take a look at that. We'll hit the preview button again, and you see that we now have a left justified picture, and you can see that nice little black border around it. So I'm going to close that tab again. And so I'm going to go up here and save draft because I'm happy with my work so far, and so I just want to save that draft. Again, it's not published at this moment, but that way we don't lose our work. Now we're going to add a couple more pictures, and this is just a suggestion for you. But when you're dealing with pictures, sometimes your cursor gets lost. So I like to come down here at the bottom where I'm going to put some pictures and add some asterisks just to sort of help me to find my way back to the bottom, and you'll understand that in just a moment. I put my cursor here, go back up here to add media, which opens up that media window. And once again, I'm going to open up my folder here. Now I'm going to select these 2 pictures, and I'm going to select these 2 individually by holding my control key down, selecting each one individually, and then together dragging them and dropping them over here. Now you can do it one at a time, or you can do them both together, and you can see the check marks up there. It means that they're ready to be inserted into the post. And so I'm just going to insert those. And what you see here is not necessarily what you're going to see on the page. Let me click the preview so that you can see that this is what we have, and it actually puts a little bit of space between those pictures. But we don't have a border yet, and we're going to put that in, so I'm going to close that tab. Once again, click on the picture, come over here to Edit Picture, go back into the Advanced tab. Remember, you can make the picture smaller over here if you're not happy with the size, or change the justification. So I'm going to click on the Advanced tab. Again, we're going to make a 1 pixel border. And always don't forget to update your pictures. I'm going to do the same thing here. Advanced settings, click on the border 1, and these sections here, if you wanted to put more space around your pictures, you could use those. Put some 5 or 10 pixels in there to put a little extra space if that's what you desire. And click the preview button, and that's what we have. So this is where we're setting so far. I'm going to publish my work. And we're going to come back over here to this first tab, which is our actual website, and we're going to click on that. And we're going to hit the refresh, because as you can see right now we can't see the work that we've done, but we refresh the page, and now if somebody was to go to our website, this is what they would see. And the previous post, as you can see, has been pushed down to the bottom. Now we can set these specific types of pages up to where you only see 1 post at a time, or we can have, say, 10 posts. And I just want you to take a look at where we're at, because now we're gonna show you what it looks like to put a caption. Add media, and these pictures have already been uploaded, so I can use them again. I can use them as many times as I want. I'll click on the first one, and this time I'm going to type in a caption. I really recommend that you don't use captions because they will cause you a lot of problems, but I want to show you what we're talking about here. We have just alignment is none, and we insert it into the post, and you can see our caption there, and we can highlight it and bold it, underline it or something like that if we needed to. Again, click on preview just to let you see what it's going to look like. And there is the picture with the caption underneath it. It also puts like a white frame around the picture. Close out of that, and we're going to add another picture right below it. I say right below it because if you try to backspace, you see where your cursor just went into your text. This is where things get really complicated when you're dealing with captions. It's hard to control that cursor. So if I say try to put in another picture with a caption and insert into post, what's going to happen is it's going to put my second picture underneath the first, and we'll preview that, let you see what it looks like. So whenever you try to put several captioned pictures together, it puts them one on top of the other. And there are ways around that, but it requires creating tables, and it's a little bit more complicated for somebody who's just starting out. Right here is your undo button, which has saved me a lot. And you can undo as far back until you update your post anyway. So once again, we're back to where we were before we added the caption pictures. And I want to come back up here and again refresh just so we can see where we're at. And those asterisks there, we can take those out in just a moment. Again, they were just there more as markers than anything else. I really want to encourage you to log out, and you log out by clicking here and just clicking on the log out before you leave. Try to remember that for security reasons. Also, we'll close that tab, but the original tab, you may have this thing here, so you can either log out again there, or don't worry about it. When you refresh your page, it'll disappear. So there you have it. I hope I've covered the basics for you, enough to get you started. Go ahead and give it a try. I think that after you've done it a few times, it'll become very easy for you.